WWE News Rumor Roundup. Former champion retiring this year. Female star gets engaged. SummerSlam plans for Roman Reigns, Charlotte Flair others. Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Jennifer, have a nice day. For the WWE family latest news update, please subscribe the channel and press the bell icon. Thank you. Welcome to the latest edition of Sportskeeda Wrestling's WWE News Rumor Roundup. Today we have a couple of SummerSlam updates. Roman Reigns' match at the event is nearly confirmed, while another bout featuring Charlotte Flair was reportedly changed. A former WWE Women's Tag Team Champion announced her engagement, while a male tag team legend confirmed he will be retiring this year. So without further ado, let's get into today's stories. Roman Reigns called out Jey Uso on Instagram with a proposal to team up against Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed at SummerSlam. The Yeet Master has responded by accepting the offer, essentially confirming what he and the OTC will be doing at the biggest event of the summer. While the Roman Reigns and Jey Uso versus Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed match isn't official yet, an announcement from WWE is expected soon. This will be the first time Reigns and Uso team up as a duo since December 2020. Speaking of tag team matches at SummerSlam, Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair are set to challenge Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez for the women's tag team titles at the event. However, WWE's initial plans were different. According to Dave Meltzer on Wrestling Observer Radio, Bliss and Flair were originally scheduled to face each other at SummerSlam. However, they've exceeded expectations as a team, leading WWE to keep them together at least through the summer. Devon Dudley has announced that he will wrestle his final match in October at TNA's Bound for Glory pay-per-view. He is set to reunite with Bully Ray as Team 3D against the Hardy Boys, who won the TNA Tag Team Championship at Slammiversary. Ray challenged Matt and Jeff after their win, setting up a final showdown between the Hardys and the Dudleys. Devon confirmed that WWE will not permit him to wrestle again under their banner and ruled out a return to the ring for the Stamford-based promotion. Former WWE star Kacy Catanzaro, formerly known as Katana Chance, announced her engagement to Naufal Abulhuda in a heartfelt Instagram post, sharing several pictures from the special moment. Jey Uso has accepted Roman Reigns' challenge for a tag team match at WWE SummerSlam. Reigns had issued the challenge to Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed via social media, asking Jey Uso to team up with him again. Jey confirmed his participation through Instagram, locking in another major match for the upcoming Premium Live event. This match is also set to address Roman Reigns' ongoing conflict with Paul Heyman, who allied with Seth Rollins, Breaker, and Reed after parting ways with Reigns at WrestleMania 41. SummerSlam will also feature John Cena defending the undisputed WWE Championship against Cody Rhodes and Gunther taking on CM Punk for the World Heavyweight Championship. Reflecting on recent events, Reigns took to X, formerly Twitter, to ask Jey Uso to trust him once more and reunite to face Breaker and Reed. Reigns, referring to them as the Bronze, emphasized that they must seize this opportunity if they truly want to be seen as the future of WWE. With Rollins out due to a knee injury, his allies have continued their momentum with Paul Heyman guiding them. On Raw, Heyman attempted to recruit Reigns into Rollins' group, but Reigns declined and strongly rejected his former advisor. Reigns, calling Jey Uso the Yeet Man, gave him time to decide whether to join him. If they do reunite, it would mark Reigns' first match since WrestleMania earlier this year. The Bloodline, once WWE's most dominant faction, began with Reigns and the Usos, later including Sami Zayn and Solo Sikoa. Their reign included Reigns' historic 1,316-day title run and the Usos' 622-day tag title reign. The faction began to dissolve after WrestleMania 39 when the Usos lost their titles and broke away from Reigns. Although they reunited briefly for War Games last year, it was a one-time occurrence. Reigns has yet to address his cousin's fallout in character, leaving fans to speculate on lingering tensions. On Raw, Reigns stated it was Paul Heyman, not himself, who damaged their relationship, criticizing Heyman's allegiance to CM Punk, who hadn't contacted him in years. Fans in attendance saw a more personal and dynamic side of Reigns, who celebrated with the crowd alongside Jey Uso by doing his signature yeet gesture. The OTC one has been making headlines since his grand return on Raw 2 weeks ago. Reigns made his comeback during the closing moments of the show to help Jey Uso and CM Punk against Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. Reigns and Jey joined forces on Raw this past Monday to take down Breaker and Bronson with a double spear. A tag team match involving the four men seems to be the direction for WWE SummerSlam, which will be a two-night event for the first time in its history. Taking to social media, Reigns referenced his promo battle with Breaker from this past Monday night, before sharing a piece of advice for the former two-time WWE Intercontinental Champion. "So I'm sitting on the jet last night, and I'm just running that back in my head," Reigns said. "I keep hearing those squeaky little words that came out of Braun Breaker's mouth, running his mouth, talking about a whole bunch of stuff that he just doesn't understand, you know? And I told myself, man, we can keep doing this. We can just keep going. We can fight every single week. But these guys think they're the future, and the only way to really become the future and become who you think you are is by capturing the moment. And you can't do that only on Mondays now. You've got to do it at the big premium live events. You've got to do it at the SummerSlams, at the Royal Rumbles, at the Manias. That's how I've made my career. That's how I've made my living. And it seems that none of us are in title matches. We don't really have much going on. So I'm going to go ahead and extend the offer. If main event Jey Uso, the Yeet Man himself, would trust me one last time. I loved it last night. I love standing shoulder to shoulder, taking on anybody. I love doing that with my family. If you trust me and accept this challenge with me, I say we take on Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed at SummerSlam with that fool Paul Heyman in their corner. They can have him. We don't need him anymore. You don't have much time. I'm going to need some answers. It appears we'll get an official confirmation on the tag team match next week on Raw. WrestleZone has coverage of the show every Monday. Roman Reigns, whose real name is Liati Joseph Anoa'i, has shared his perspective regarding the ongoing legal matters involving former WWE CEO Vince McMahon. Last year, former WWE employee Janelle Grant filed a lawsuit against Vince McMahon. The former executive was accused of misconduct, and the resulting controversy led to his resignation from WWE. Speaking to Vanity Fair, Roman Reigns said, "She's got to live with everything that happened, and hopefully she's in a place where she feels comfortable and secure. It's upsetting. That's not the kind of thing anyone wants to hear about, especially with your family involved." Reigns has also said that after his current WWE contract ends next year, he may sign one final contract before retiring from in-ring competition. "After I finish the contract that I'm in, we probably got another year or two max," Roman Reigns said. "Then it's time to take on a less physical form of entertainment." Vince McMahon has long been a prominent figure in WWE, recognized worldwide for his role in professional wrestling. However, since the controversies that surfaced in early 2024, his involvement with WWE and TKO has significantly declined. Jey Uso has accepted Roman Reigns' offer to team up with him and is set to join forces with the Tribal Chief at SummerSlam 2025. A day after Raw, Reigns invited Jey to team up for a tag team match against Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. "You gotta do it at the big PLEs. You gotta do it at the SummerSlams, at the Royal Rumbles, at the Manias. That's how I've made my career," Reigns said. "If main event Jey Uso, the Yeet Man himself, would trust me one last time, I say we take on Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed at SummerSlam with their ally in the corner. You ain't got much time. I'm gonna need some answers," he added. After Paul Heyman's newest allies, Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker, confronted Roman Reigns on the night after WrestleMania 41, the Tribal Chief finally returned last week. During his comeback, he assisted CM Punk and Jey Uso in dealing with Breaker and Bronson Reed's ambush, while the Visionary was absent due to injury. On this week's Monday night show, Reigns and Heyman crossed paths again, with Heyman offering Reigns a chance to join forces. When Reigns declined, a confrontation followed, but Jey appeared soon after. Later, in a social media video, the Tribal Chief challenged Breaker and Reed to a SummerSlam tag team match, with his cousin by his side. Jey Uso finally responded to the SummerSlam challenge, and fans also picked up on other subtle cues from the video. In a recent Instagram post, Jey Uso confirmed his acceptance to team up with his cousin against Paul Heyman's new allies at SummerSlam. Roman Reigns recently returned to WWE television on Monday Night Raw, stepping in to assist CM Punk and Jey Uso during an encounter with Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. The segment also hinted at a potential rivalry between Reigns and Punk. During a recent edition of the Busted Open Radio podcast, WWE Hall of Famer Mark Henry shared his thoughts on the July 14th Raw segment, suggesting it planted the seeds for a Punk versus Reigns feud. Here are a few highlights from the podcast on how Roman Reigns dominated WWE Raw. Roman Reigns stole the show in just 3 minutes. He did it with confidence and as a fan favorite. The crowd was thrilled to see him. There were no boos, just excitement. That's why he's such a big draw. On how fans look up to Reigns like Stone Cold Steve Austin. A transcendent talent like Roman Reigns doesn't come around often. Who do you even match up with someone at that level? On a potential CM Punk versus Roman Reigns match, Punk commands that same kind of reaction. For the business side of things, Punk would likely play the antagonist role, and that's going to bring fans in. You need someone just as impactful to challenge him, and that's CM Punk. There's no one else. Last night, during the main event of the July 21st episode of Raw, fans witnessed Roman Reigns in a tense segment with Paul Heyman, Bronson Reed, and Braun Breaker. While Reed stayed quiet, it was Heyman and Breaker who led the verbal exchange. Things escalated into a scuffle, with the USO and Reigns taking down Reed and Breaker with powerful moves to close out the show. Clearly affected by recent events, the Tribal Chief addressed Breaker's comments in a new video posted on X, Twitter, and officially proposed a major tag team match